All right. Bismillah wa salatu salam ala Rasulillah. Yeah, inshallah, we'll have everything set up for you. Please take your seats. Children, are you going to be part of the program? You're going to sit down and benefit? Huh? If you could sit in those chairs in the back, please, that would be great. We can, yes, inshallah. So that we make the respect for the adults. Really? Really? Sisters, okay, young guys, move over all the way there. Just so, first let the sisters sit. And you could bring more chairs. You want to get more chairs for you guys over there in the back? Is enough? Okay, I see a lot of sisters standing. That's why I didn't know. How'd you come out? No, I'm going to start now. Should be on. Let me turn on Abdurrahim. Brother Yasser, could you call Brother Abdurrahim, make sure we're streaming live on YouTube? For those of them who are following us. They're streaming? Okay, good. He said he's going to do it, but I just want to let him know to start. Yeah, call him, inshallah. Okay, inshallah, for those of you who are available. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. Bismillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. We begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending our peace and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As you all know, my name is Imam Khalil, and I have with me a special guest that you might not know, Brother Kamal Haddoush from Al Haramain Travel. He's been doing Hajj and Umrah for over 20 years now, I believe. So he's the right person to connect with, inshallah. He has people on the ground. Logistics are covered. Inshallah, you should feel comfortable. We're going to embark on a beautiful journey, inshallah. So I want you to first, before we start, just understand what you're about to embark on is a journey that is going to expiate your sins. You know, just to realize how important that is really the first thing we should do. You know, in everything that we do, everything in life, whether we work towards good deeds, pray, sacrifice our money, it's all to gain one thing, forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you gain that forgiveness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to open his doors of mercy. He's going to allow you into Jannah. Life will be better. Your problems would, be understandable and manageable. It's all about the forgiveness that we seek. And through this virtue, through this worship that the Prophet ﷺ, he recommended, we will be attaining that very thing, which is the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have prepared for you a small step-by-step guide. And some of the things that we are going to say today may not be 100% applicable, but it's just to give you an idea. Because at the end, you're going to do some things that benefit you, that are good for you, like particularly with the things you take or how you want to conduct the Umrah. We're going to give you the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and usually that is the best way. But if there's a hardship for somebody, then he may go around that thing. But like I said, we're going to give you the major body, inshallah. So the first step in this, inshallah, the introduction. Brother Kamal, do you have the packets? The English and Umrah? Okay. Step by step, inshallah. In the group? Okay, we're going to share, inshallah, these slides for you to have also access. But what I'm talking about is Brother Kamal has these handouts that he's going to give to each and every one of you, so you could use it as a reference during this time, okay? Thank you so much. Thanks for your help, inshallah. Thank you so much, inshallah. Okay, so like I said, the virtues of Umrah. Umrah is an expiation for the sins committed between it and another Umrah. This is found in Bukhari Muslim. The act of Umrah is also known to cleanse one's soul from committing sins. And just to know, when you're engulfed in this world, you need some time to detox, and this is a great way to do it. Performing Umrah also is a reason for pushing back poverty. The Prophet ﷺ says, make Hajj and Umrah frequently, it'll protect you from poverty. And people may say, how is that so? I'm spending money to go, right? But whenever you spend for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah always returns back for you. So don't think by spending money, and some of these packages could be expensive, that you're losing. No, anytime you spend for Allah, Allah will return it back for you. So these are some of the virtues of Umrah. We're going to go right into the steps because we only have an hour before the Azza today. Very important things to keep in mind. This is just a list formulated for you. With regards to the trip, you're going to need a few things. Here we listed some of those things for you. Passport and a photocopy of your passport. Very important in case you lose it, you have a copy. You want to make sure you have a universal adapter charger. As you know, we're going to a new country. They don't take the same sockets, so you have to keep that in mind. Those of you who traveled understand. You want to make sure you have your ihram, obviously, that we're going to provide for you if you need. And also a belt that can suffice your belongings. It's very important to know that when you're in this trip, people there are pickpocketers. And you may say in Mecca, yes, in Mecca also. So just make sure you have something to keep your valuables in. You want to get toiletries, the things used to travel with, the toothbrush and Vaseline especially because you're doing a lot of walking. So you want to make sure you're comfortable during that time. Any medications you may need. Often people get sick immediately when they get there. So if you need antibiotics, we could arrange for some doctors to give you some prescription. Anything like antacids, Tylenol, anything like that you usually use to travel. Cough drops are a big thing. Those are all going to make your trip comfortable. At once upon a time, they required the COVID vaccinations, but alhamdulillah, we're past that now. Is there any vaccinations about to come out now? That's okay. So we're in a good time. Other years, to make you do these vaccinations. Okay. So you begin the journey, right? Your intention is the first thing in anything that you do with ibadah, right? إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Actions are by the intentions. So once you intend to do this, the first thing the Prophet ﷺ used to do is make ghusl, clean himself up. Then you have, if you have any salat that is due, you pray them. You read the 2 rak'ahs of traveling before setting off. And then when you're going to your house or hotel, you make the dua of travel. These are just general etiquettes. It's not specific to Umrah. It's just general etiquettes of travel, okay? You say the dua of travel. We're going to get right to the ihram portion. And for logistics, I want to just make sure you understand, we have a bus, alhamdulillah, that we have acquired that's going to leave from Flanders at 6 p.m. We're all going to meet up here, inshallah. Then we're going to go stop by Jersey City for the people who live in that area. Make that stop at 7 p.m. and then we're going to go to JFK, okay? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that because from the airport, we're going to go to Turkey, right? We're going to have a layover there. That's a time where we could change into the ihram. Brother Kamal might say a few words about that. So there's no time to make the ghusl unless you want to wait till to go to the hotel, make the ghusl there once we reach Mecca, and then you could begin. If you want to do that, that's fine. But you just remember, you're going to be limited in the things you can do in that ghusl. And we're going to talk about that right now with regards to ihram, which is one of the pillars of Umrah. Okay? Stop me from doing an YouTube. Okay, inshallah. So this for the ihram. Does anybody know what the state of ihram entails? What's one thing the ihram that you can say about ihram? Anybody? Ihram is an intention that you make, and there are certain things that must be upheld with regards to ihram. One is that the clothing can't be anything stitched, anything that attaches to the body, like shirts or anything like that. So that's why for the men it's 2 pieces of cloth like this, and for the women it's general. There's no restriction except that you don't show the face and the hands. But it's a general outfit that's modest, and so there's no limitation to the color or the style. For ihram, what it means is that you're going to get in a state where you're now going to make the niyyah to go and make umrah, right? And so you can't cut nails, you can't cut hair, you can't use perfume, you can't use anything fragranced, right? So all of those things could be done. It doesn't mean just when you put the clothes you're in ihram, because someone can put the clothes and wait to make the intention of ihram once he gets past what we call the miqat. The miqat are places, markers, where from each direction you come in, and once you enter that, you are now obligated to, before that, to be in a state of ihram. And you can't put anything over the head. You can't use any fragrances, like I mentioned. You can't use any stitches on your clothes for the men, especially. And you can't cut any nails or hairs. Okay. So when a person announces the niyyah of Umrah and utters the talbiyah, which is this is one of the few things in Islam where you could say the intention. Other things, let's say you have the intention to pray sunnah or pray salah, you don't have to say, I intend to pray zuhr prayer. It's something that's known. Your intention is there to come pray. But with regards to this, the sunnah is to actually pronounce, labbaik Allahumma umrah, that, oh Allah, I'm coming to you to make umrah. So this is something you profess, an intention. Okay. Yes. Any questions about the ihram? About the state of ihram? Yes. The stitch needle? Yes, you can. Safety pin, yeah, that's fine. No, the 2 rak'ahs is not necessary. It's not part of ihram.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala sahbihi wa ba'd. Just to summarize something before we reach this point. Number one, we have to know what's Umrah. Umrah is 3 pillars. So if you miss one of them, the Umrah is not valid. Number one is the ihram. Number 2 is the tawaf. And number 3 is the sa'i. Those are, if we miss one of those, the Umrah is not valid. So if you start from ihram, ihram has 2 major points. Is the status of ihram and from where we do ihram. It's very important. Means, if we get in Turkey and we change our clothes, especially for a man, and we put our ihram on, doesn't mean that we are in a state of ihram. We will be in state of ihram until we reach the miqat. How are we going to know if we want to reach the miqat? Usually about 20 minutes before Jeddah arrival. But the captain at the cockpit, he will announce that. He said, guys, pay attention. The miqat will be within 20 minutes. So let's say we put our ihram in Istanbul. I'm not going to do it. He might not do it. He might not do it. You might not do it. So some people put their ihram in the plane. So you go to the bathroom and you put your ihram on, you take your clothes. Before you reach the miqat, and at the miqat, you can announce your niyyah for Umrah. So to make it easy, of course, we do it at the airport. We have no more space, we are more free, and we can do it there. So in Istanbul, for example, before you put your ihram, you already took the shower home, you are ready, you clean yourself home. So at Istanbul, what you can do, you can put perfume, for example, on your body before you put your ihram. Very important. Because once you put your ihram, you are not allowed to put any perfume on you or any atra or any misk on anything. So at Istanbul, for example, you go, you change, you put perfume, if you like to take shower, if there are shower there or no. So once you put your ihram, you are not in state of ihram. So you just put your ihram to be ready. When we reach the miqat, at the miqat, we announce labbaika umratan. This is what we have to pronounce, as Brother Khalil said, because all action of worship, we don't announce the niyyah. We cannot say, usalli salat arba rakat, and so on. All this not valid. The only place where we pronounce the niyyah is for hajj or for umrah. So the 2 things, I mean, when we are at the miqat, we say labbaika umratan. أو لبيك حجا إلى عمرة أو لبيك عمرة إلى حجا. So this is the only place where we can say the Umrah verbally. So we try to be ready at Istanbul, or even before, so we can take our shower, we can ourselves home, and we are ready. When you reach Istanbul, in the layover, we can change, put our ihram. For the women that are ready from home, they don't need to change anything. So this is what we have to do regarding the ihram. Did I answer the question? جزاك الله خير.
كلهم هيكون مسجل وانا بعت لهم
Yeah, you're gonna be on YouTube and we're gonna send the link. Yeah, to the group. Yeah,
واحد بعتها واحد بعت اللينك موجود.
yeah, I'm gonna send the same link to the group. Yes, sister. عليكم السلام. Just for a man. This point regarding only men, not women. Jazakallah khairan. Yes, it's a very good point. The ether, the misk, the perfume, everything is for a man, not for women. Women are not allowed to put any perfume outside their home. Yani anything with a fragrance. I mean, to be away, because maybe there are two schools to some, but to be away, just don't do it. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept.
Okay. So we got into the state, the ihram is going to be very important because that's going to be determining when we're actually held accountable for doing the things that break ihram, which is having sexual intercourse, obviously, doing the perfume, the cutting the nails, the hairs, and all the things we spoke about. Now, can someone, once somebody came to Imam Malik and he says, well, I would like to make ihram all the way from my house, meaning I want to start from home. And he said to him, and he asked him specifically, can I make ihram from, he's coming from Medina, from the Prophet's grave all the way to Mecca? It's a longer ihram than actually waiting for the miqat. So Imam Malik says, I fear for you. And he says, what are you afraid? I'm doing it for a longer period of time. He said, I fear that you are trying to get ahead of Rasulullah, which means what? Don't try to do something more than the Prophet. The Prophet did it when it was the miqat, the border markers that we're going to talk about. And so if you try to do it longer, you're making it harder for yourself. So now you have to be in that state of ihram for a longer period, okay? So just make that easy for you. One thing I want to talk about, and we can tap into Brother Kamal's knowledge, once we do the arrive to Turkey airport and we decide to, if you like to shower, they do have showers there, by the way. You can take a shower there and then put on the things you need and put the ihram clothes and wait for the airport or wait for the pilot to announce that now is the time of ihram. So now in your mind, I've gotten to the state of ihram, okay? Once you get there to Jeddah airport, and we're going to be arriving in Jeddah first and doing the Mecca tour first, it's going to be a lot of frustration. You know, you need a lot of patience. So one thing I want to ask Kamal to do is to help us alleviate some of that frustration with regards to communication, cell phone usage. How can we communicate? How much money we need to exchange places that we can exchange money on, and some of that stuff, because that's going to be a big part of our mood. Once we get there, the phones are stopped working, money, we need money, all of these things, if Kamal can alleviate for us, it would be good.
Okay, just let me repeat. Okay, one of the brother asked, can we repeat the question? The question was asked by the sister regarding the fragrance for the woman, and I said it's not allowed for the woman. So regarding the logistic, when inshallah, when we land in Jeddah, we try to stay together, number one. We try to stay at least 3, 4, 4. We are not a big group, we are about 41 because there are our group and Brother Hassan group as well. We are two groups in this journey, inshallah. We have about 40 people or 42 people. So we try to stay together. At Jeddah airport, when we land, inshallah, we're going to pick up our luggage together. Even if you don't have luggage, go with your brother and sister to the luggage area to pick up the luggage. This number one. Regarding the money, regarding the exchange of money, do not worry about the money. In Saudi, you can use $1. You can go in a store, give him $1, they give you whatever you need, and they give you change in riyal. So it's not a big deal. Exchange money is not that big deal. Number two, the phone. You don't need, you just try to use your phone. We're going to use our phone, and the way to communicate is the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group. So please just check your phone. Usually when we are doing anything in a group, either in Jeddah or Mecca or Medina or somewhere else, we communicate through WhatsApp. So when we send a message, please come to such point, please come down, please do that, please, we're gonna go, please respond. Because what happened is, if somebody gets lost, for example, and it happened, and it might happen 100% during tawaf, and maybe sa'i. So sometimes there are no signal inside. So that's why I try to stay at least 2-3 people together, even if one is more fast than the other one. So please be patient. And because, just to remind you, brothers and sisters, this journey, we should not have nothing in our mind. We don't have doctor appointment. We don't have to pick up our kids. We don't have to cook for lunch. We have nothing. So we try to concentrate only to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be in state of ibadah, and try to concentrate only on these things. All the logistic things is not most important. Yani we have to concentrate how to make our ibadah right, because we may not have a chance to go back to Mecca. So from the beginning, from starting, from try to do everything and right and quietly and nice. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. So when we arrive in Jeddah, I'm going to give you a plan, a daily plan. It's not even daily, it's step-by-step plan. It's printed. I'm going to handle it to you, every one of you. Since we start from here, since start from home until we come back, step by step, taking lunch, taking breakfast, doing such, doing such, doing such. You're going to see everything in details regarding our journey, inshallah. So just the thing that we have to add to this one is communication. If anyone have a question, if it's a general question, you can ask it in the group. If it's a personal question, some people, they do have some personal question in certain circumstances. So either you can text me or text Brother Khalil, and we can answer your question. So when we pick up our luggage, the bus will be waiting for us outside. So me and Brother Hassan, we're going to lead the group to the bus. And from there, we're going to go to the hotel, straight. When you arrive in a hotel, because our arrival is 1:05 a.m. early in the morning. So it might take us 1 hour to pick up our luggage. Riding the bus to Mecca, it's another hour. So we might arrive around between 2 or 2:30 or 3 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. in the hotel. So we arrive before Fajr. We arrive before Fajr. So what we have to do, there are two scenarios. Either we are excited and we go to Umrah straight, or we are so exhausted and we take a rest. So we're gonna of course ask you whatever you need. If a group is ready to do Umrah, we're gonna go Umrah with a group who would like to do Umrah. If a group is so tired they cannot make it, we're gonna leave one of the leader waiting until we do the Umrah, inshallah, with them after Jum'ah, because we plan to do 2 Umrah. We're gonna do one before Fajr, and we're gonna do the second one after Jum'ah. See, this is the 2 times that we plan to do together, inshallah. If you are ready, inshallah, we're gonna do it straight. We're gonna go to Haram, make Umrah, pray Fajr, and go back to the room, take a rest. If you cannot make it, because it's a long journey, because we're gonna move here around 11:40, so it means this night, gonna be in the plane, we're gonna arrive the afternoon, we're gonna take the plane in the next night from Istanbul, so it's gonna be a long journey. So inshallah, may Allah make it easy for us. Once we get there, we're gonna see what we have to do. Once we get in the hotel, once we get to the hotel, if you'd like to take shower, you can take shower, but do not use anything with scents, like soap, shampoo, anything. So we can take just what we call plain shower with the water. You can take shower. You can take ihram. Yes, you can take your ihram. You can exchange your ihram. Yes, you can exchange your ihram. Your ihram is dirty. You would like to buy another one. You can do that. So all this is permissible, inshallah. So this is, briefly, the steps that we have to do. If you have any question, inshallah, we answer your question, inshallah. We have some soap with no scents. You can buy soap. There are some soap in the pharmacy.
There's some soaps that have no fragrance. You can get those soaps. You can do just water. If you're going to wait, if you want to take a rest in the hotel before you go. It's also soap with no fragrance. If you're still in ihram, yes. That's why it's better to be in ihram for a limited time, only the time you need. You can use soap that's not fragrant, that doesn't have fragrance, yeah. But no fragrance, not like the hand lotion that smell, no. Deodorant, no. The Umrah, inshallah, we're going to talk about it now. It usually takes about an hour, 2 hours. Yeah. Brother Kamal has a haram if you would like to buy it. Yeah. Sister Zainab? Yes, tawaf you can do any time, but for Umrah, to complete your Umrah, you have to do it in order. So you have to do what we're going to talk about right now. But if you'd like, after you finish and you get out of ihram, tawaf you can do any time. Okay, so just for those who are online, we're just going to repeat that question. The question is, can you do tawaf anytime? Yes, tawaf is one of the nice ibadas. You can just walk anytime you want. But for the Umrah, it has to be done in a particular order. And we're going to talk about that, inshallah. It has to be consecutive. The question is, I'm going to repeat it. Does it have to be together, the 7 circuits, or can you take a rest? Now, it has to be consecutively as much as you can. That you may get interrupted for salah. For example, you're going and then Fajr salah. You have to stop and pray and then continue where you left off. If you are elderly and you have a hard time, you can rest, or you can use the devices that they have, the scooters or the wheelchairs, if you'd like. But I know my father-in-law, when he went last year with me, he took his time. He would say, let us rest for 20 minutes. And then he got his energy back and went over. And he even separated tawaf and sa'i. He's like, I need some rest before I can go to the next stage. So if you are in that position, you have the concession, as Islam is always easy, right? But yes, tawaf is a circumambulation of the Kaaba 7 times. That is what it is, yeah. But like I said, you could if you feel tired, rest, or you can use the wheelchair. Okay, all the concessions. All right, so now we arrive to Mecca, and there will be a group of us. I prefer personally to go and do the Umrah right away, and some of us may be preferring to rest. We have guides for both, inshallah, whatever you'd like to do. So for those of us who are going to go right away, we enter into the Masjid al-Haram, and they will allow you to enter the first floor only if you are in Haram. They don't let people who have already done Umrah in that floor because it's crowded, and they want people who still need to make Umrah. So you'll see everybody will have, for the men, the 2 pieces of white cloth, and for the women, their ihram. The first thing you're going to start with is tawaf. Some people will say, what about tahiyatul masjid? You know, I'm coming to a masjid, I usually pray 2 rakats. In this case, this is your tahiyat, which is the tawaf. Okay, you start with that. And you're going to start by looking at the black stone. And it may not be visible to you, but alhamdulillah, the Saudi government made very easy the green lights, and they'll say big signs, tawaf starts here, so you can't miss it. Okay, and if you're following us with us, we will show you, inshallah. You'll say it's preferred to kiss it, but in this case, because it's so crowded and it may harm you or others by you trying to get to it, sufficient to say Bismillah Allahu Akbar, and you just point towards it, and that's when you're going to begin your tawaf. Okay. During that time, make sure you're keeping count. A lot of people forget what number am I in. For the men, it's a sunnah to uncover the shoulder, right, and to run in the first 3 circuits with a little bit of a pep in your step, as they say. And that was because the Prophet ﷺ, when he saw the people of Quraysh looking at them, doubting them, he says, uncover your shoulders and run with energy to show them your strength. And for that, it became a sunnah for us to do. So for the men, you uncover your shoulder and you run 3 times. Not run, but like a fast walk for the first 3 times. From the black stone, then you're going to go around. There's a place called the Yemeni corner. The Yemeni corner is like the other stone that people are around. between the Yemeni corner and the black stone, there's a sunnah that you say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. That's something you're going to want to memorize if you don't already. So it's an easy dua. Other than that, it's up to you what you say. Make zikr if you would like us for you to make dua and you say Ameen, maybe you don't know anything, but I want you to keep a clear understanding. You're dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knows all languages. You speak from your heart, whatever it is that you're there for, whatever you need, whatever's bothering you, go ahead and have a conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you're just making dua and you're circumambulating, and then you finish your 7. So once you finish your 7, you're going to do something called praying the 2 rak'ah behind Maqam Ibrahim.
Just some mistakes that most of the people did during the tawaf. I don't know if, can you go back to the picture, please? You see the sister raising the 2 hands? That's wrong. So there are a lot of mistakes done during the tawaf. So I just advise you to be very easy. Number 1, when we reach the black stone, which is this corner here, this corner, so it's on our left side. We are walking this way, so we stop and we raise our right hand, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and we start our tawaf. So during the tawaf, you are free to read Quran, to make dhikr, to make dua in any language. I advise you, do not carry any book with you. Just to tell you the benefit of this, if you are making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you have something in your heart, and you cannot express it with this book, or maybe it's not in the book, you would like to express yourself direct to your Lord, your own way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's in your heart. So just use your word in any language. This is the best one, because it's the best way to express yourself. Because sometimes you are reading, I'm reading, but I don't know what I'm reading. I'm just reading. And people behind me, Allahu Akbar, Ameen, Ameen. This is honestly, it doesn't have more benefits to you. What's benefit you? Concentrating. If you are making dua, make dua from your heart, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, inshallah, will accept your dua. Other thing, do not follow and don't push people. Just go quietly. Don't try. Wallahi, our brothers say, I have been many times, Hajj and Umrah. I cannot count them, but maybe I went once to the black stone, once. And they were pushing me to the black stone. So do not push to the black stone. It's nothing. Wallahi, there are no difference between the one who make Bismillah Allahu Akbar and the one who kiss the stone. The same reward, the same thing. Because once you push, going inside, as a woman, especially a woman, even a man, when you touch a sister next to you, or when a woman touch another man next to her, this is a big sin. Then you go to the black stone. So be away. We try to be not even in the crowd. I always carry my group behind me, around, far away from the crowd. Number 1, to be concentrated. Number 2, to do it peacefully, because if you are in a crowd, someone push you, you push somebody, you are not concentrating. You are wasting your time just walking around, and you are gaining nothing. So this is, I believe this is, and the Yemeni corner, where Brother Khalil said, is the corner before the black stone. You're gonna see people saying, and starting this dua, Allahumma atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. And you're gonna see that. So this is the only place when you can repeat this dua between the Yemeni corner and the black stone. The rest, you're free. You can do whatever you like. I believe I cover some point. Yes.
Yeah. It's a sunnah. Yeah. No, if it's going to cause separation, then no, you don't have to do it. It's not like absolutely necessary. And when we say run or jog, it's not like a real jog. It's like a sort of like this, you know. So it's just, yeah, it's not like you're not going to be ahead of her by that much by doing that. So
I'm sorry, I forgot just one point. Regarding a man, the ihram that we call al-ittiba' in Arabic. Al-ittiba' is exposing the right shoulder during the ihram. Most of the people, you're going to see a lot of people exposing their right shoulder during all the Umrah time. This is wrong. The only time when you expose your shoulder is when you start your ihram. Once you've done the tawaf, starting your tawaf, you expose your shoulder, the right shoulder. When you're done with the tawaf, that's it. You go back, you put your garment over your shoulder. Don't keep it, on in the shoulder exposed. Most of the people, they keep their shoulder exposed even during the sa'i, even during the what do you call that, during praying the 2 rak'at, drinking from Zamzam and so on. Yes.
For the first 3 circuits, only first 3 circuits, then you cover them up. Yes, that's what he said. Yeah. Not the whole 7.
No.
Yeah. No. For the 7 circuits, not the first 3. Okay. I guess there's difference of opinion. I heard that you do the uncovering for the first 3 and then you keep it for the rest. Yeah. So after you've completed your tawaf, you're going to pray 2 rak'ahs behind Maqam Ibrahim. And it is said that this area is where you'll see the footprints of Ibrahim alayhi salam, is where it's said that he was standing here as he was building the Kaaba. And so they encapsulated in this form. Now, it's very difficult if all of us try to pray 2 rak'ahs right behind it. So you just pick an area behind, as long as it's between you and the Kaaba, meaning it's in front of you, any area is good. So don't try to go right behind it, okay? Because people are looking at it and circulating it as well. So you pray 2 rak'ahs, right? And after that, we'll go to the next step of Umrah, which is going to do the sa'i. Right? The sa'i is going to be basically the ritual between Safa and Marwa. And this is our mother Hajar alayhi salam. This is her steps of recovering water for her son. She would go from one area to another. Now, they've made it so convenient. It doesn't look like you're running between 2 mountains now. It's pretty much all indoors, so air-conditioned and everything. You begin with Safa, because that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala began with, and that's what the Rasulullah he says. He said, Inna Safa wal Marata min sha'irillah. And you start with Safa, and you go all the way down to Marwa, and then that's 1 circuit, and then you come back, that's another circuit. During that time, there are some ad'iyah you can say, but it's really open. You face the Kaaba whenever you get to each of those, top of those mountains, and you'll make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for whatever it is that you need, okay? So the total will be 7. So you'll start with Safa and end in Marwa, okay? So that's 2, 3, 4, not 1, okay? Yeah.
Okay, the difference between Safa and Marwa as of number, as of Tawaf. Tawaf is starting from A, coming back to A is 1 round. Safa and Marwa is different. Safa, from Safa to Marwa is 1. Marwa to Safa is another 1. So means if you count it mathematically, it's the 3.5 round, not 7. This is the difference between Tawaf and Sa'i. Sa'i, we start with the Safa and we end with Marwa. This is number 1. We start from Marwa to the Safa, number 2. In between Safa and Marwa, there are 2 green lights. There are 2 green lights. You're going to see the men running a little bit in between those 2 green lights, just a man, not a woman. So if you are with your wife, for example, you can run, and at the end you can walk slowly so your wife can reach out to you. So, and the dua, as Brother Khalil said, it's the same thing. Don't just when you start the ayah to recite, إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج واعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما. This number 1, and you have to stand facing Kaaba and make dua. All these things, I'm going to hand it to you, inshallah, at the end. In the PDF paper, you're going to see all what you have to do during these stages, inshallah. Yes, well, you're right. Yani, we learn all this. The beginning, when you see the Kaaba said, اللهم مزيد تشريفا وتكريما وزد كل من زارها وحجها تشريفا وتكريما وتعظيما. This, some scholars they said it's weak hadith. Some they said it's okay. So we cannot. You can say it. If you cannot say it's okay. So that's what my. And it's not an obligation. As you said, it's not hadith. No. The hadith that it's authentic, and it's just when you drink Zamzam. Rasul said, Zamzam lima shuriba lah. So whatever you have the intention by drinking Zamzam water, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer your supplication. So this is the hadith, this authentic hadith. The rest, I believe, just inshallah, do what you can do, inshallah.
So speaking about Zamzam, after you've done this is the ayah that Kamal was talking about. Inna safa wal marwa min sha'airillah. This is some dhikr you can make. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Lahul mulk wa lahul hamd. Yuhyi wa yumeet wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. If you don't know that, you can say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. Like I said, there's nothing specific that you have to say during this thing. It's just more azkar for you. So before we get to this, the shaving part, after sa'i, it is known that it's beneficial, recommended to drink Zamzam. So you drink a lot of Zamzam, and the Prophet ﷺ used to recommend drinking it a lot to your fill. There is a special blessing in Zamzam, so you make sure you do that as well. But if you don't, it's not part of the Umrah ritual. What is this part right here. Once you finish, for the ladies, you'll cut your hair with the scissors. So you keep some scissors with you. You don't have to cut a lot, just a small piece. And at home, yeah, you could do it at home. And for the men, you'll do the shaving. And I wouldn't recommend to do it in the street like this. The hotels have barber shops everywhere, and they know what to do. They just say cut or shave. And before you say shh, they're gone. They're professional, okay? So it'll take 2 seconds for this. And officially, once you've done this, you can now come out of ihram. You have now completed the Umrah. You can go back home. You can shower with regular perfume and clothes and whatever you need to do. Put your regular clothes as if you're a normal resident of Mecca. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention with regards to the things that break ihram is also killing animals. Not that we're going to kill animals, but just for game, birds. Some people, you never know. That will also nullify your ihram. Okay.
For shaving or trimming hair, especially for sisters, you're going to see some sisters at the end of the sa'i discovering themselves and cutting. Don't do that, because it's not. If you keep your privacy, go to your room with your sister or your husband and cut in privately, and this is better. Because a lot of people, they do that publicly. This is not right.
Sister Zainab has a question. Yes, inshallah. I will be sharing the PowerPoint in the group chat so you can review it, inshallah. This is the summary of what we talked about thus far. You can review, inshallah. Okay. Performing multiple umrahs. People may have a question. Some people like to do for their mother, for their father. You can perform umrah for anybody you want after you performed yours. Now, how do you do the restart? Some people, they go to Masjid Aisha. I'm of the opinion that I would rather you go to Miqat if you have to. You can pay a taxi if you'd like to do that. Go to the Miqat where the markers start and then come back with the same thing. Ihram, intending, going to do the Umrah, and then you can complete an Umrah for someone else. Father, mother, anybody that you know. Any questions about that?
Okay, just someone like to clear this point. This point is some scholars said it's okay to do Umrah for Masjid Aisha. It's valid. So you go to Masjid Aisha, you can take a taxi for 50 riyal, take you there, you pray 2 rakat, you make your niyyah, you mention this Umrah for home, Because before you said labbaika umratan, let's say I would like to make umrah for my father. So labbaika umratan li abi, or for my father, for my sister, for whoever would like to do, and you start from that. Some scholars, they said, no, the miqat is not, because it's long story, it's not the time I can say it later on, but why they said Masjid Aisha and why they said you have to go back to the miqat, the 5 point of miqat. So, yeah, I can say 50-50 or maybe more than that. They said Masjid Aisha it's okay. So we don't want to make it hard for you. If you'd like to make Umrah for somebody else, you just have to go to Masjid Aisha and come back and do it, inshallah. Very good question. We all have smartphone, and we all have, inshallah, the Nusuk application. From today, you can upload your Nusuk application, and you can put all your information. Jazakallah khair. Brother Hassan, make it clear now. So for the So now the Umrah is not required to have the application, just for the Rawda. Rawda to pray when we go to Medina, when we finish Umrah and we finish the Ziyarat in Mecca, we're going to go to Medina for Ziyarat. Rawda, yes, we have to have Nusuk application in our phone, and we have to put our information, and you can, from now, have your schedule for Nusuk. We're going to give you, I'm going to handle you the PDF, and I'm going to tell you, when we're going to be in Medina. So from there, you can put your schedule, if you'd like to be in a group, or if you'd like to be individual, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
So now about the nusuk, it's strange. In Mecca, it was so crowded that they didn't have enough security to enforce this. But I did get lost, and I go every year. And last year when I got lost, I got to an area, I did find a police officer in Mecca asking me for the nusuk. But the general rule is when you're doing the mataf, when you go in the main area of the Umrah, so long as you have the 2 pieces of white cloth, they'll allow you in. But I would say download it anyway, because you never know. Somebody might decide to say, hey, let me see your nusuk, But this application was made during the COVID times to organize visitation to the Prophet's grave, the Roda. Before there was no app. It was everybody just first come, first serve. But now you have to make an appointment. And I made a mistake last year. I thought I can get to Medina and then reserve my time for Roda. But it was booked for like a week. So I would advise, as soon as you get to Mecca, we're going to get the application, the Nusuk. It's on he sent it on the WhatsApp group. Download that application, everybody, please. And then when we get to Mecca, we can make our reservation to pray in the Rawda. And we're going to talk about Medina now, inshallah. Yeah, you can do it from now. Yeah. Correct. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so do it as early as you can. When you go there, you're going to see Ziyarah, which is the visitation of the Prophet's grave. That one, usually they don't really care that much. But I would say still do it. But the Rawda is, if you want to pray in that Rawda, we're going to talk what that is. Make sure you reserve the appointment for that. Okay. Mrs. Zainab, you have a question? Yes, we are going to do that. We're just sharing this with you so you just kind of have that background information. But we will have, inshallah, we have group leaders, me, myself, Brother Kamal, and Brother Hassan. Each one can take a group, and we're going to do everything A to Z for you. You don't have to worry about it, okay? With regards to in Mecca, we're still in Mecca. Breakfast, there's a buffet usually up until 10 or 11 a.m. Some people oversleep and miss it. I advise you to just kind of plan it out where you can eat the breakfast and maybe go later to rest. Those of you who have energy and are willing to do excursions, I'm going to take a few of those and go up to Jabal al-Nur. Usually I don't do that because it's not necessary. It's not part of Umrah. But since you're there, you may not be there again. If you want to see Ghar Hira, where the Prophet received the revelation, we will be able to lead a small group of youth, whoever is willing to do that, okay? Yeah, yeah. In Mecca, yeah. In Medina, yeah.
I would like to say to go to the Ghar itself. So we're gonna, for Ghar Hira and Ghar Thur, for our ziyarat in Mecca, we just passing by. Those because it's too high and it's too far. Those who like to go physically there, Brother Khalil is volunteering to that. I cannot do that. I'm so old to do that.
Yes, it's a hike. It's a hike. Yeah. And then it makes you appreciate Khadija radiallahu anha when the Prophet ﷺ used to go and she used to bring him food. Could you imagine the kind of Asma? No, Khadija radiallahu anha. No, Khadija, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. Before Islam. Oh, yeah, yeah. Before Islam. Yeah, yeah. So Khadija radiallahu anha, may Allah bless her, used to do that for her husband. So, okay, so now we finished with Mecca. Any questions about Mecca? Okay. We're going to take the bus or the train? We're going to take the train to Medina. This is a new train, last couple of years. It's very beautiful, very relaxing. And it's going to be, we're going to be there in like 2 hours or so. Okay. Usually you should take 4 or 5 hours to get to from Mecca to Medina, but now there's high-speed trains. We're going to be taking that, inshallah. Yes. Once you're out of ihram, you can wear whatever is modest and Islamically generally speaking. You know, yeah, you can wear whatever you want. There's no rule. After you come out of ihram, you're free to go.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's hijab.
Yeah, it's hijab, yeah.
You cannot be, you know.
It doesn't like no like skinny pants and stuff like that.
Hijab.
Yes.
They put
Yes.
sneakers, they put that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, seeing hijab.
There is climbing, there is hiking.
Very.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Climbing. It's not easy. We're gonna show it to you. We're gonna go through. We're gonna show it. What is it? And after that, if you like to, he volunteer already. He would like to go there, so you can go with him. You're gonna see how far it is.
So inshallah. So we finished with Mecca. We're gonna get on the train. We're gonna go to Medina to visit the Prophet ﷺ. Yes.
We take care of that. It's logistics.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
For the luggage, so in the train you have to carry just small bag. But inshallah, we plan everything. Inshallah, even if you shop in Mecca, for example, and we have a lot of things, and I know people are excited to shop for their family. Inshallah, in the plan that I'm going to hand it to you, we have a trailer. We have a truck to carry all the big luggage going to Mecca, inshallah, and going to the airport. Jazakallah khair. That's a good point. Barakallah fik. You're right, but we inshallah we have been in this situation many times, and we plan that in advance for our people. Thus, we have a truck to carry all the luggage to the hotel, and they go very light in the train, inshallah.
Okay, so once we enter Medina, we're going to stop by our hotel, check in. And I want you to understand that this is your time in Mecca. Take advantage. Every prayer is 100,000 more than any other prayer, right? So I know you're going to like to go shopping, you're going to like to do other things, but don't forget the most important, reading Quran in the Masjid al-Haram, is praying as much as you can, because it's both, not only fard, but sunnah prayer is also 100,000 times more. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This is your limited time. I need to maximize my rewards. Once we get to Medina, we check in the hotel. We get ready to pray in Masjid Nabawi. We have that prayer is 1,000 times more than any other place, Masjid Nabawi. First thing you want to do is obviously say salam to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You'll pass by his grave. It'll be very organized for you. There's a line, and there'll be a barrier, so you can't really You can't touch the place, but you can clearly see, and you're very close to where the Prophet ﷺ is buried. Next to him is Abu Bakr, and next to him is Umar radiallahu anhu. So you say your salam. I advise people who like to go there and make dua, you're actually not, that's not proper to do. But salam is proper to do, because the Prophet ﷺ, he told us, when you say salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me to hear that salam and allows me to respond to you. Right? So somebody is saying, for example, Imran is giving you salam, so he responds in the salam. So that is good to do. But dua, don't do dua there, and they'll rush you. They won't even allow you to do dua. And you'll be facing the opposite of the qibla anyway. So it's to be a wrong etiquette, it's not proper to do. Just give your salam, and it's a line that they keep moving. Next to it, on the left side, if you're coming this way, or if you're facing outside, it'll be on your right side. It will be the Rawda Sharif. The Rawda Sharif is an area where the Prophet ﷺ says it is a place of Jannah, right? And it is between his mimbar and his house. Is it between the mimbar, right? And you'll see it because it's all green carpeted. I'm sure those of you who've been there, you'll know that this is the Rawda. But it's be hard to get in there. That's why it's important when you do that Nusuk app, you reserve your area. There'll be a line. There'll be police officers who will be checking the date, the time. People try to cheat. They try to book one time and they say, oh, look, and then when they zero in, they'll make you, after waiting for an hour or so, whatever time, they'll make you get out of that line because you didn't have the updated appointment time. Okay? So if you can pray 2 rak'ahs, make it nice, brief, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those are the 2 points that we're going to be doing in the masjid. The rest is going to be just prayers, reading Quran, making zikr. For ziyarah, we're going to be visiting, usually the main sites are Uhud. Get to see the mountain of Uhud. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed this mountain. The Prophet said this is a mountain that loves us and we love it. And it has a historical context. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to be looking at Masjid Quba, which is the first masjid the Prophet ﷺ prayed in. There's a beautiful route. Are we going to be there Saturday? Are we going to be there on Saturday? Yeah. Because there's a special sunnah. No. We're not going to be there. Okay. But regardless, there's a special sunnah and command of the Prophet to say, if you can pray in Masjid Quba, pray in Masjid Quba 2 rak'ahs for duha prayer. He did it on a Saturday frequently. So there's a nice walkway, I believe, that they created, a scenic route. I don't know how many miles is it from Masjid Nabawi to 30-minute walk from Masjid Nabawi to Masjid Quba. But it's very nicely done. You'll enjoy yourself. We get there, we pray 2 rak'ahs, and then we can visit Masjid Qiblatain also, which is the masjid where they were praying to Jerusalem. The command came down, they changed it to the Kaaba. That masjid is still there, well preserved. We're going to visit that. We're going to visit, usually we have this well, I forgot the name of the well, but it is, this water source was used to clean the Prophet's body when he passed away. It is still there. I visited last year at the well. You can take water and drink from it. So we're going to be visiting that as well. Any other sites that we're going to be doing? Come on, from Medina?
Okay, just I would like to make it clear for the visitation in Medina. The Medina, there are 2 sites that it's a sunnah to visit them. 2. Masjid Quba and Uhud. Masjid Quba, if you make wudu in your home or in your room and you walk or you go to Masjid Quba and pray 2 rak'atain, the value of that is Umrah. So we're going to do all that, inshallah. Our wudu, after our breakfast, and we go to Masjid Quba and we pray 2 rak'ah, inshallah, Allah will reward us, reward of Umrah. The second one is Uhud. Uhud is where the battle of Uhud happened and where the 70 martyrs and companion of Rasulullah passed, who were killed in this battle. You're going to see the cemetery. So there we just make dua for those who passed away. The other side that we visit is historical site, either Masjid al-Qiblatain, the 7 masajid, the Khandaq, and all these things are historical. So you're just visiting. There are no reward about that. Just you visit and see. But those 2 things are, and when you go there, inshallah, this part of the sunnah.
Those are really the areas of Medina. Medina is more peaceful, more tranquil, so you want to increase your worship. And just, I want you to remember, you're walking in the city of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. That should be the steps you're taking, the Prophet walked by those steps. The companions were there. Also, al-Baqi', the graveyard of the companions, will be there for you to visit and give them salam also. So you should be in a state of awe. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about Hajj, وَتَزَوَّدُوا, and prepare yourself, in khayra zadi taqwa, the best preparation is taqwa, which is like you're hyping yourself up. I'm going to Umrah, I'm going to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm going to see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There should be a feeling there that will trump any obstacle or hardship. So somebody annoys you, it's okay. I'm going to visit the Prophet, you know. Somebody annoys you, it's okay. You have to have that kind of mentality so you can extract the maximum benefit of this trip. And there will be obstacles, you know. We're in a land where they're not Americans, so the customer service may not be as good as we have it here. The services may not be up to par with our standards, but that's okay. We're not here for the dunya. We're here to get this reward. Okay? So I think that is the conclusion of our Umrah workshop. And I know there's a Aza gathering, condolence gathering right after this. So we'd like at this time to answer any questions you may have or anything you would like for us to do for you during this Umrah trip. We want to make this a memorable experience that you will never forget. So anything you need from us, we will do that, inshallah.
We have some other questions asked by the brothers online. Number one, for the man, instead of ihram, you have to carry not sneakers, but just slippers. And the other question is, okay, for the application, there are some sisters asking, they have just only one phone and they need to upload the application on one phone. It's not just an iPhone, sister, it's any smartphone. You can upload the Nusuk application in any smartphone. And this application, just if you like to plan to do another prayer in the Rawda, because as a group, we already have we are scheduled to do Umrah together and to do Rawda together. So if you'd like to have this, if you'd like to upload the Nusuk application to do an extra prayer Rawda, you can do that. Otherwise, you don't need it. Jazakallah khair. Yes, we forget something very important. This question got me to another point, which is very important. Okay, you said if something lose his wudu during the ihram, no? Okay. So number one is very important. The tawaf, it needs wudu. The tawaf is a prayer. So you need to be in state of wudu. If you lose your wudu during tawaf, for example, I don't want to go in details and deep of this question because there are many schools in this, but just the easiest one is to go out. If you need to use the bathroom, you have to go out of the haram. And all around the haram, they have bathrooms and use the bathroom because there are no bathroom inside the haram, unless you would like to do except wudu. So if you don't want to use the bathroom and you like to make wudu, go to any Zamzam station and you make wudu and you go back and start from where you stop, keep going, finishing the ihram. Yeah, there are another schools start from the beginning because since some scholars said the ihram, the tawaf is a prayer. Let's say you are praying and you lose your wudu during the prayer. What do you have to do? You have to go make wudu and go do again your prayer. So some scholars are making it a little bit easy. They have their evidence, of course. So they said, just go make wudu and come back and finish from where you stop, inshallah. Any other question? anything open, cracks, it's okay. I mean, since it doesn't cover your ankle, and usually you know what is the ankle. So, sorry, this point here. If it's under this point, it's okay. Sorry. This is in state of ihram.
Yeah. There's some areas where they don't see, but I prefer you do. But some areas you'll see people walking around with that. There's marble floor.
Yeah, it's clean and you feel more comfortable when you walk, with no shoes.
Especially if you're going through all those walking. Some people feel that.
Yes, you can. You can use slipper, you can use Crocs, you can use even some low shoes. You can choose just to make it easy. But inshallah, we try to be close to Sunnah, inshallah. Any other question? Inshallah. Wallahi, we have a plan, by the way. We have a plan to go to Quds. This is the second time we plan, Brother Hassan, plan Umrah with the Quds in the same time. But subhanAllah, in both situations, look what happened. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us this visit to the Quds, inshallah, with Umrah, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Jazakumullahu khairan, barakallahu fikum. And thank you to pay attention. And inshallah, after Salat al-Asr, those who are going to Umrah, I'm going to handle you the PDF, the Umrah step by step. I'm going to handle you the plan step by step as well. I'm going to give ihram to those who need ihram and the IDs as well. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Any more questions before we close? Okay, inshallah. Yes, inshallah. And like I said, the WhatsApp group is open. Any questions you have, put it on the WhatsApp group. We'll answer it live for you, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.
Allahu